Hello everyone, I am finally back on the grid. After 3 weeks off with sickness, at long last I feel fit enough to go sim racing again. It's been a long and frustrating layoff, so I'm really excited to get back to action here, and we're starting in rFactor 2 with low fuel Motorsport's Alpine Rookies Cup at Oschersleben. So what are the chances of these lads going easy on me and welcoming me back gently? Not very high, I doubt, and we're going to be slap bang in the middle, hurtling into T1. We've qualified 10th on a grid of 18 with a time of 1:36.7. Now that's a whopping 3 seconds slower than the pole position man Daniel Vella, but look at the drivers below me. From 11th down, none of them could go faster than a 1:37, so we've got to be looking for a top 10 finish here in our return to rFactor 2. And it's green, we're underway at Oschersleben, and it is good to be back. Oh, but it might not be good for long, because straight away there's a wreck right in front of us. That was Pedro Martins, who started from 4th on the grid, who slid into us. Thankfully we got by, we did get clobbered. Hopefully we haven't picked up damage. We've now got Yanni Vatanen on the inside of us into T1. We've managed to go side by side with Vatanen through this tight and twisty first section, and we've actually held onto the position. Vatanen backs off, he's lost another place there to Eduardo Bros. It was Bros who was also involved in that melee at the start line. We'll go back and check out a replay of that at the end of this lap. But for now, we've made an absolutely fantastic start. We're up to 6th position, so we've gained 4 places following those start line shenanigans. It looked like Pedro Martins just got bogged down as the lights went green, and a couple of the cars behind just ploughed into him. Bros was one of the drivers who hit him. We managed to get around just about. There was contact. I'll be interested to see how much contact when we check out the replay. Now, I've just noticed on the leaderboard that we've dropped down to 7th position. We've certainly not surrendered a place on track, and I can only count 5 cars in front of us. I think we're still in 6th, so I suspect that start line crash is confusing the leaderboard at the moment. Oh, and as we say it, we're back up into 6th position. We've got Eduardo Bros behind us in 7th. He's 0.6 of a second back, and that gap's going to come down for sure now, because we were sloppy through that left-hander. We were really wide and late on the gas coming out of it. Yeah, look at that gap now, down to 0.3 of a second as we head to the final turn to end lap 1. And I tell you what, I don't fancy my chances of sticking with these guys in front either. They are clearing off Ben Cadge in 5th place, already more than 2 seconds ahead. Right, let's go back and check out a replay to see what happened at the start. Keep your eye on the driver in 4th, Pedro Martins. He is going to have a shocker of a start as the lights go green. Now, he's only just getting away now. Cars behind swerve, including Eduardo Bros, who clips the rear of the black Alpine driven by Manuel Garitas, and from there it is absolute carnage. There are cars ploughing in. We're riding on board with a Deep Gameltian. He started behind me. You can see me trying to get around. I do take a big hit, and you know what, I was really lucky there. I'm so surprised that contact didn't spin my car around. It could have been curtains within seconds of the start. There's the contact. Somehow we managed to keep it going in a straight line, but it's safe to say we're back with a bang, quite literally there within seconds of the lights going green. We were clobbered. It's like we've never been away. We're rejoining the live action halfway through lap 3, and as you can see, things have got pretty lonely pretty quickly. 2.5 seconds is the gap to Ben Cadge in 5th. Ignore the leaderboard. It says we're 7th at the moment, but we're actually in 6th position. It'll correct itself shortly. There we go. And there's a similar gap back to Eduardo Bros in 7th. He's 2 seconds back, but look at the battle unfolding in front of us. It looks like Manuel Garitas has made a big mistake, because Ben Cadge was not only all over him, he's got past him at the end of this 3rd lap. And Garitas was sitting fairly comfortably in 4th position. He had an advantage of about 1.5 seconds over Ben Cadge. Not anymore. He finds himself behind Cadge. However, as we start lap 4, it's looking like Garitas might try and move up the inside into T1. Can he get it done? No, he thinks better of it. He tucks back in behind Cadge. And I tell you what, we could profit from this battle, because we're visibly closing in on the pair of them now. Right, let's see what mistake Manuel Garitas made, and it's at the end of this long back straight. Look at the speed he's carrying into that corner, way too much speed. He's out onto the grass, sideways rejoining the track, and Ben Cadge says, thank you very much, I'll take that 4th position. End of lap 4 now, and the battle for 4th place is raging on between Ben Kaj and Manuel Garitas. Kaj still has it at the moment, but there's less than 0.2 of a second separating them. Meanwhile, look in the rearview mirror, it's Pedro Martins, the driver who started 4th on the grid but had that wipeout as the lights went green. Now he's taken 2 seconds out of us in that last lap alone, so we're going to have company from Martins very, very quickly. But look at the battle in front. They're side by side through this section. Kaj on the inside doing everything he can to hold on to that 4th position. Manuel Garitas out wide. He's out a little bit too wide. He's onto the grass and he's lost it. Garitas spins out of 5th position. That has promoted us into the top 5. But yeah, really good battle this one. Garitas pulling out of the slipstream to try and make a move up the inside of Kaj into turn 1. He's just about done it there, but Kaj bravely holding on, hugging that inside curb, doing everything he can to keep that 4th position. Garitas is out wide. He gets a bit greedy with the gas. That sends him out onto the grass and he spins out. Well, we've certainly got leaderboard glitches around this back part of the circuit. It's saying we're 6th, but I know we're 5th, and I also know we've got company. Pedro Martins is breathing down my neck now. He's just 0.2 of a second behind. Oh, I don't fancy my chances of holding him off. We've still got 10 minutes of the race left. We're only at the halfway point, and we know that Martins is a good 2 seconds a lap quicker. This is going to be the opportunity. We're hot into that corner. Martin surges alongside. That stops us being able to get back onto the racing line, and from there, there's nothing we can do. Pedro Martins gets past. He's up into 5th position. We're down to 6th. And worryingly, that passage has also brought Jani Vatanen back into play. We battled with Vatanen at turn 1 on the first lap. We haven't seen him since, but he is now just 0.5 of a second back. You can see that orange Alpine in the rearview mirror. Meanwhile, look at Martins. He's sideways into turn 1, clipping the gravel on the outside, trying to get every inch of tarmac. Well, we know we're not as fast as him, but if we can just stay on his tail and apply a bit of pressure, you never know. He might make another mistake. And speaking of mistakes, let's check out the replay of the one we made at the end of the previous lap. Watch how hot we run into the second part of this turn. We missed the apex, we're out wide. That invites Pedro Martins to pull alongside. Martins on the racing line, there's nothing we can do, we have to back out of it. We're fast forwarding now to the 8th lap. There's about 6 minutes of this race left, so we're approaching 3/4 distance. We're still in 6th position. Ignore the leaderboard, that's still glitching around the back part of this circuit. We're about 2 seconds behind Pedro Martins now, but look at Martins kicking up the dust in front. He is pushing really hard as he continues that pursuit of Ben Kaj. And while we're just about keeping Pedro Martins in sight, we're not able to shake Jani Vatanen behind. Look in the rearview mirror, he is still within a second. Once again, we get it wrong through that left-hander and we lose valuable time. It's now just 0.3 of a second. Vatanen is breathing down my neck now. We missed the apex into the final turn. That's going to give Vatanen the opportunity to pull alongside, and he's going to be carrying a lot more exit speed. So Vatanen making it look easy there as he moves into 6th position. And yeah, we're starting to look really ragged as we approach the final quarter of this race. I feel like my tyres have gone, but looking at the tyre wear down at the bottom right of the screen, they're not too bad. The front's 73% on the left, 77 on the right. So yeah, that isn't bad at all for this stage of the race. However, they feel so much worse. Well, I get the impression that we're fairly similar on pace with Vatanen, so if we can stick with him here, you never know what might happen. We may be able to get that 6th position back, but once again, we just missed time our exit from that turn, and that's going to cost us a couple of tenths straight away. Yeah, this is the final turn at the end of the 9th lap. We missed the apex. The car is sliding everywhere. We just about managed to keep it under control, but we're powerless to stop Vatanen. And yeah, that's pretty much how it stayed over the final few laps. We were unable to stick with that orange car. Vatanen just a little bit too quick for us over the latter stages of this race. I was also starting to get a bit tired myself. I was losing concentration. 3 weeks without a race and then jumping straight into this intense Alpine Rookies Cup has certainly taken its toll. I need to lie down. Before I do lie down with a cold flannel over my forehead, let's check out the classified results. There we are in 7th. I'm absolutely thrilled with that. I said at the start of the race I'd like to finish in the top 10. So to get 7th on my first race back, I'll absolutely take that. And it looks like I got stronger as I went on as well. My fastest lap in the race, a 1:36.1. That's more than half a second quicker than my qualifying time, and it compares really favourably to the drivers around me. So yeah, I think I deserve that 7th place. I think I got that on merit. And it certainly is good to be back. It's been a miserable few weeks and I'd been counting down the days until I was fit enough to get back on track. Thank you all so much for sending in your messages of support and well wishes. I really appreciated it. And I hope you've enjoyed watching the video too. It certainly wasn't a classic, this race, but it was my first one back. It was a decent finish and I was excited to share it with you. Thank you ever so much for watching. Have a great Christmas wherever you are, and I'll see you back on track again very soon. Cheers.